Here we see the synthesis and therapeutic activity of diaminopyrimidine derivative, example trimethoprim. In this structure, you have a benzene ring having 3 OCH3 group which is attached to CH2 and a ring having 2 nitrogens at 1 and 3 position which is adjacent. You have NH2 and NH2. How to draw this structure is first draw 6-membered benzene ring and keep 3 OCH3 groups. After keeping these 3 OCH3 groups, keep CH2. This is attached to a 6-membered ring where nitrogen is present at 1 and 3rd position. Later, make it aromatic. Once it is aromatic, you keep amine group between 2 nitrogens. Keep 1 amine group. Second amine group will be adjacent to this nitrogen. Later you have in the synthesis, first I am starting the synthesis with this half, keeping aldehyde. When I treat with sodium borohydride, this aldehyde group is converted to alcohol. Later when I treat with POCl3, this alcohol OH is replaced by chlorine atom, you will get CH2Cl. Later I am treating with this moiety, this is nothing but diethyl melanoate. This melanoate, what will happen is, in the presence of NaOET, one of the hydrogen is lost, you will get negative charge. This will go and attack here, removal of chlorine takes place. So you will have CH2, you will have this moiety. Later when you do hydrolysis, both esters will get hydrolyzed to acids. Again when you heat it, as one carbon having 2 carboxylic group is highly unstable, when you heat it, one of the carboxylic acid group is lost as CO2 and you will get this final structure. First, when you treat with diethyl melanoate, in the presence of NaOET, one of the hydrogen is removed, this will come and attack removal of chlorine. Later when I do hydrolysis, esters are converted to acid. 2 acids on 1 carbon is highly unstable. So when I heat it, one of the acid is lost in the form of carbon dioxide. You will get this structure. Later I am treating with NaOET. When I use this base CH2 adjacent to acid, here it will lose one of the hydrogen and this negative will come and attack on this carbonyl carbon and removal of OET takes place. You will get CH, C double bond OH. You will get CH, here you will be attached C double bond OH as here. Now this is formyl group is attached on this carbon, so it is known as C formylation reaction. C formylation reaction. Later I am doing the enol form. I am writing when I shift this hydrogen to here, this bonded electrons are shifted here, O minus will take this H place and convert into enol form. Later I am treating with guanidine. Guanidine, how to write? Just first try to write urea, NH2 NH2. In urea, instead of C double bond O, you will have double bond NH. From here remove OH and one hydrogen. Here also remove OH and other hydrogen minus water molecules take place and you will form a bond between C double bond O NH and with this carbon and NH. You will get this structure. You see here you have C double bond C, C double bond C, this is attached to NH. This you will have double bond NH followed by NH, this is attached to C double bond O. Later I am doing aromatization. How it is shifted is, this hydrogen shifts here, this one shifts, this hydrogen bond NH bond shifts here, this one will shift, here you will get double bond, here OH, here double bond NH2. You will get this product. This is formed. Later I am treating with POCl3. This OH is replaced by chlorine. Next, this is replaced by chlorine. When I treat with ammonia, minus HCl is removed and amine group will come and attack here. This is the synthesis of trimethoprim. Here you have therapeutic activities of this. It is acting as antibacterial, anti-malarial agent and useful for urinary tract infection. This drug is taken orally and it is well absorbed and it has moderately excreted. This is well absorbed, moderately excreted and taken orally, having antibacterial and anti-malarial agent and it used in the treatment of urinary tract infections. Next topic is mechanism of action of trimethoprim. This drug trimethoprim inhibits dihydrofolate reductase. This drug inhibits dimethyl-folate reductase. This dimethyl-folate reductase is used in the synthesis of tetrahydrofolic acid. Now, this dihydrofolic acid, in the presence of dihydrofolate reductase, is converted to tetrahydrofolic acid. This tetrahydrofolic acid is required for the growth of bacteria. It is required for growth of bacteria. So what will happen is this drug will go and bind to this enzyme and make this enzyme inactive. So FAH2 is not converted to tetrahydrofolic acid. Once tetrahydrofolic acid is not found, bacteria growth can be stopped. In this way, it cures the disease, bacterial infection. Now, even hosts as human beings also have dihydrofolate reductase enzyme in our body also. But bacterial enzyme is 2000 times more active than a human enzyme. That's why the drug selectively bind to the bacterial enzyme, not to the human enzyme. Hence, it has no side effects. Next topic is drug synergism. In drug synergism is nothing but mixing of two drugs to make it more effective for treating a disease. Example, here I am mixing trimethoprim drug and sulfamethoxazole. Trimethoprim, as discussed later, it will act on dihydrofolate reductase enzyme, which will convert FAH2 to FAH4. It will act on this enzyme. Now, sulfamethoxazole will act on dihydroteroate synthase, which we have seen in previous video. Now, as these two drugs are acting on two different enzymes, the activity of this mixture will be more on the bacteria when compared to single drugs. Now, due to this drug synergism, which will have effective method for inhibiting the synthesis of tetrahydrofolic acid. Due to its more effect, the dosage level can be maintained at safer level. This process is known as drug synergism.